This week's episode is particularly special to me, as I get a dear old friend come and visit, and I get to show him and you guys the place in the world that I call home, the beautiful Whitsunday Islands.
Hi, we're the James family.
Are you sick of your day-to-day life? Ever thought about doing something different?
Well, we did just that.
We bought an unfinished aluminium catamaran and we're fixing her up as we sail around the world.
Come along for the journey and click subscribe.
Daddy? Mommy? Charlie?
Whitsundays. So this week's pretty special. We've got some friends coming to visit. They are currently up in the air and flying into Hamilton Island. So we are en route to Hamilton Island to pick them up, and over the next 5 days we'll be bouncing around the Whitsundays with them, and it looks like it's going to be really great weather, so we're super stoked. Yeah,
I spent years taking backpackers through the island, so I'm quite excited to show a friend hopefully all the little spots and bits and pieces that I've learnt over the 24 years or something that I've been working out of here. So yeah, that should be a lot of fun. But we're doing something a bit different this morning. They're flying in and out of Hamilton Island, and the way you pick them up is either they pay for a ferry or we pay for a marina berth and then do it. But we've just spent the last 2 months working for Hamilton Island, building up our maintenance and cruising budget, and although we're all for giving back, we weren't in too much of a rush to give it back to them. So we're going to do a little bit of a locals trick. We've got the tender out behind us. You just got to time it exactly right so the concierges aren't out the front there, and Kate will nip ashore to a beach and pick them up from the beach for exactly $0. Which is perfect for me.
Yeah.
And then we'll be off on our adventure.
Yeah, and something about Hamilton Island, you can't just go into the marina, like just pop in and see them. You actually have to wait outside the marina, and a concierge will come out in a boat, and you check in first, then they'll meet you, and then they'll escort you in. So
yeah, even to get fuel, yeah, you can't just go straight on into the fuel wharf there. It's heavily regulated. They've had a few unfortunate events that have led to this. So there was a boat fire and that there recently in the marina, and so now they're very strict on insurance and registration, and everything needs to be checked before you go into the marina for anything at all, which is fine, but then you also need to pay, which isn't as fine for us. So we're going to try and do a little bit of a sneaky and see how we go.
And hope we don't get caught.
Yeah.
And if you're friends of ours and you work for Hamilton Island,
Sorry.
And right here is the plane that Chewy is on. So that's gonna go straight into Hamilton Island. There we go.
For all you guys out there wondering what that white float is doing on our tender's painter line, that's just there to stop it from sinking underneath and wrapping around our rudders.
On our way, we are passing Qualia, a 6-star resort on Hamo. Yeah, that's right, 6 stars. And you best believe we have the Chalkies in hand, checking it out. Celebrities from Oprah, Chris Hemsworth, Johnny Depp have all stayed here, including Taylor Swift. She hired out the entire resort for her and her staff at the end of her world tour. Alright, it's time.
There we go.
Woohoo!
Zoom across.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright, it's time for the sneaky sneak, and there's been a bit of a change of plans. Instead of meeting them on the beach, there's no ferries in sight. So we're actually going to go meet them at the ferry terminal. After getting everyone on board and not being stopped by the concierge, it's time to trek off to one of our favorite spots, Chalkies Beach. So behind us is Whitsunday Island, and it's nice, bright and sunny. You can like see it back there, all sunny. And then up ahead, it is a curtain of rain. A nice big curtain of rain up ahead, so we're gonna get showered on. Whitehaven Beach is just between these two rocks in and around the corner. But you can see between all these rain showers, there is bright sun behind it. So hopefully this is just a squall coming through, and then the rest of the weather for the day is going to be really nice. We'll batten down the hatches and wait for the rain to pass. It's a beautiful, wet Sunday welcome to the Whitsundays. Thankfully, the rains disappeared, the sun came out, and we were able to head on over to the beach for an exploration. So we are anchored at Chalkies, just over there. The weather has cleared up beautifully from this morning, from the rainfall. And our two passengers are on board.
Hey!
So we've got...
I'm Chewy!
And how long have you known Sam for?
Oh, how long, Sam? How many years?
It's needless to say that myself and Chewy have been friends for a very long time. We first met in Early Beach, and then later in 2007 we spent a bit over a year together on a super yacht cruising around the Mediterranean together. Since then I've had the pleasure of calling him one of my closest friends.
And this is Miriam.
Hello,
this is Chewy's partner.
After spending the night on Chalkies Beach and Hazelwood Island, we headed across to Whitsunday Island to the southern end of Whitehaven Beach.
G'day, welcome to the Whitsunday Islands National Park.
After walking some amazing trails, holding hands, walking in the sand and just generally checking out the southern end of Whitehaven Beach, we set sail up along the beach to the northern end to a bay called Tongue Bay. This is where we picked up a mooring and went ashore. From here we did a nice short walk up to the Hill Inlet lookout. There's 3 lookouts here, and this is where you get the swirling white sands. The reason we chose to anchor in Tongue Bay, that's where our yacht is right there, is because that is one of the best places in the Whitsundays to see green turtles. They're a herbivore and they feed on the seagrasses that are there, so it's almost guaranteed to see them. And then as you can see, it's just a short walk across to the beautiful swirling sands, and this here is the 4th most photographed place in Australia. The first being the Opera House, the second the Harbour Bridge, third Uluru, and 4th beautiful Whitehaven Beach or Hill Inlet. Whitehaven Beach is approximately 7 kilometres long of talcum powder white sand. It's 98% silica. It's been told to be one of the top 10 beaches in the world and one of the top 5 cleanest. It truly is one of nature's wonders. Some say that the deepest point in the Whitsundays is just down the southern end there, and 2 tectonic plates rub together. That's what spews out the 98% silica. The prevailing winds and currents make it line the beaches, and that's what makes it so white and special. It's a very good story, but it's not exactly true. Some also say that the sand is so pure that they used it to build the Hubble telescope. I'm a little skeptical about that one as well. But what we do know is that there was a silica creek down near Mackay, and the prevailing winds conditions made it come and line the beaches here. What this means is it's actually a finite resource. There's only about 5 more layers of dunes left of the talcum powder white sand until it's all washed away, and there will be no more Whitehaven Beach. So we're very, very lucky to come and have a look at it today. On our way back down to the boat, we were very lucky to come across one of my bush tucker delicacies, the green ants, and I was able to introduce my friends to the beautiful flavour and the unique opportunity to lick a green ant's bottom. There we go. And then you lick the bum.
You lick their bum? Or you eat their bum, bite their bum?
Lick it.
Is that all you do?
Mm-hmm. Try
Well,
that
you
one.
got to squeeze it though, don't you?
No.
Just lick the bum. Serious? Lick it. Taste it? You can taste that, right?
Wasn't like a sour taste.
Like a lime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a limey. Yeah.
Lick the bum?
On your bum is a buddy, no one like a buck.
So Chewy, how was your first green ant?
Oh, I didn't expect it to be a lime flavour.
Yeah.
I was expecting to eat it, not just lick it.
Charlie still has one in her hands. She's licking it.
After enjoying the beautiful Whitehaven beach and being lucky enough to spy a few turtles in Tongue Bay, we set sail up north to the northern end of Hook Island. The reason we came this way is because you get the nice clear water on the incoming tide from the coral sea and you get better visibility for snorkeling and diving. We were lucky enough that one of the two moorings in one of my favourite places, Manta Bay, was available, so we stopped there for one of our snorkels. We find this place to be absolutely fantastic for fish, and there's still a fair bit of coral life here that wasn't too devastated by the recent cyclones. From there we set sail. We'd had enough of snorkeling and diving for a bit, so we went down to Butterfly Bay to see if we could spy some butterflies, and it also has a nice beautiful sandy beach for us to have to ourselves and have a few sundowners. After spending the night in the beautiful Butterfly Bay, we went to the northernmost island in the Whitsunday group, Hayman Island. Hayman Island's home to Hayman Island Resort, which was one of Australia's best resorts. So we stopped in a Blue Pill Bay, which is where I spent a majority of my early teens learning how to become a dive instructor. Unfortunately, what we did find was that the coral was nowhere near as good as what I remembered, and the beach had turned from a beach to a coral graveyard. Every little bit that you see on the beach now is broken up coral from all the cyclones lining the beach. Along the foreshore there is rocks, but all up high is piles and piles of dead coral. It was fairly heartbreaking to see, but one thing what the Whitsundays has done is they've put statues down underneath, and we had a really good time discovering where the statue was and checking it out. We found there was one here, one at Manta Bay, and also another one round at Langford when we stopped there. From there we wanted to go for a bit of a bushwalk, so we headed to Sid Harbour and did one of their very relaxing walks from Sawmill Bay to Dugong Beach. Then one of the long-term Early Beach locals told us about this secret waterfall that was located in Sid Harbour, so we're off exploring, seeing if we could find it. It was a bit of a rough track, and then when we did find the creek bed, we found there was a whole heap of boulders, and if you go up a fair way from here you can see where there could be a waterfall, but unfortunately at this stage there's not. Then sadly, after 5 magical days, drinks, laughs with friends, snorkeling, bushwalks, holding hands, walking in the sand, it was time to head back to Hamilton Island as our friends had a flight to catch. Now this is the loop that I have chosen to take good friends of mine to showcase the Whitsundays and what it has to offer within 5 days. It's always weather dependent, but I find in the Whitsundays, no matter what the weather's doing, you can always find places to see and things to look at.
Thank you so much for watching. If you are enjoying our videos and would like to help support us making videos and content, consider becoming a Patreon. The link is in the description below. And don't forget to click those like and subscribe buttons, and we will see you all next week.